This is the week. Welcome back to the Week 9 edition of the FFL Cast show. Welcome back to the Week 9 edition of the FFL show. We're going to start with a big thank you to Nick for providing me with this week's show notes. Again, very much appreciated. Also, shout out to Will for your stupid spreadsheets. I guess those help as well. We'll start with some trade updates. Virgil and Jordan swapped James White for Carr. Jordan had Dak going forward, and Virgil needed some extra depth. Rob was begging the league for a running back, and Ariel wound up waiting him out and got the trade he wanted. Although Lynch did have his best game of the year this week, we'll see who has the better upside going forward. And last but not least, another Virgil trade. He swaps Jeremy Maclin for Jack Doyle, a starting tight end for him week to week. All good deals around the league. Now for the recap, we'll start with the obvious game of the week, which turned out to be Rob and Virgil. Rob shoots himself in the foot by dropping one of the top kickers in the league for a below-average defense. Randall Cobb wound up catching a long pass in the fourth quarter, sending Rob to his demise. It also turned out that the defense he picked up drowned him in the end by -1 point or something like that. He would have wound up winning by 0.04 points, I believe. So Rob makes the FFL fantasy follies this week. For the second straight week, I have been talking some shit because I've jumped out to early leads and have been pretty stoked about it. But like typical fashion, I lose, putting up a decent amount of points. Nick has a good stat here. My entire wide receiving core combined for 7 receptions. That's not going to get it done. Mike spent big on Paul Richardson and is officially the Rob of 2015, or the Rob of 2017, by owning the entire Seahawks offense. Up next, we have Jordan going up against Kurt. Jordan is on a bit of a roll here. Kurt's investment in the Bucs offense has not paid off. Jordan losing Fournette looked to be detrimental, but he winds up bouncing back due to Robert Woods' incredible performance against the lackluster Giants defense. Kurt's 3 big players, while AB was on bye, each had 20 plus, but his supporting cast did not show up. He had 7 players, totaling just 27 points. Next up, we have Sleeve, and he had a week to forget. Nick has some interesting stats here. He scored an all-time low. Again, we don't fact check here, at 46.9 points. That's apparently less than either team in the Great Bamboozle Bowl. 46.9 points is also less than half of the next lowest score. Kurt had 98.4 points. Slev had 4 combined players at -1.1 points, and only 1 player broke 10. On the other side of the ball, Pete also had a pretty poor game with Lev on bye, although that was never in doubt. And it looks like if the suspension holds, Pete's team could be vulnerable going into the playoffs. Next up, we have Rags up against Ariel. It looks like their trade that we gave Rags so much shit about helped him out in this particular matchup. Since Ertz was out and Evans got completely shut down and then thrown out of the game late, Jared Cook had a huge game. Kareem Hunt also has been under 70 yards for the second consecutive week. So again, some teams trending downwards and some teams trending upwards here. So we'll see. Last but not least, we have Nick taking down Will. Will has been on a 3-game skid since losing Aaron Rodgers. Nick, on the other hand, has topped the scoring charts the last 3 of 4 weeks. Again, getting some prize performances out of Marvin Jones. He screwed me last week and pretty much put Will to bed this week. T.Y. Hilton showed up with 34.5 points as well. He's been pretty inconsistent. Nick's team looks to be pretty viable going forward. Gonna do some rapid fire predictions for Week 10 here. We'll start off with Pete definitely beating me. I think even if Zeke is on suspension, I just don't have the team to show up every week to beat anybody. I kind of need to get lucky and have someone else not show up, and I just don't think that's Pete's team. Up next, I have Jordan taking down Rags. I think Jordan's team is trending upwards. He has a few interesting pieces, and he gets Fournette back. We'll see if Woods is a viable option for the Bills wide receiving core, which on paper looks pretty good, especially getting Clay back. Third game, we have Salzburg, a.k.a. Jukuza, taking down Will. Will's team, I think, continues to skid, and Mike's team is just real strong right now. Up next, we have Crispy up against Ariel. I think Crispy gets his second win of the year against Ariel this year. This week. We'll see, though. That's a bold prediction. My bald prediction of the week. Next, we have Virgil taking down Kurt. I think Virgil's team continues to impress. He has a couple of pieces there. Carlos Hyde continues to give him some unexpected production. I think he's a top 10 running back this year. And he goes up against the Giants. So, last but not least, Nick takes down Rob. Again, Nick's team is just high scoring, continues to streak, and Rob could shoot himself in the foot again. I'm not sure, but I don't think he has the team to beat Nick this week. So that's it for this week's previews, and I will see you all next time.